Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from a well-defended bunker deep in the subconscious mind of Pat Robertson,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
Coming up on today's episode, well, it's almost December, and that means that Christmas displays.
Yeah, I now officially condone Christmas like Christmas things.
Oh.
Now that it is past Thanksgiving,
Uh-huh.
I am no longer grumpy about it.
Yeah, well, they're popping up all across the country,
Yes, indeed.
and we're going to be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about what some atheists, some naughty atheists have been up to.
I say they're nutty atheists. I don't call them naughty. I say they're nutty.
Oh, yeah, well, we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
got
gonna be
all sorts of
exciting.
things to discuss.
Yeah.
So what did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
Yeah?
How was yours?
It was fine. It was
Yeah.
good.
You had your mom in town.
Mom was in towns, and my sister and her girlfriend came over, and we all just sort of had a lovely little nosh, and went and saw a movie.
Oh, what'd you see?
Lincoln.
I saw Lincoln too.
Didn't you? Wow.
Whoa.
If we put all of our Lincoln experiences together, we can build a little log cabin of Lincoln-ness. Little log. Anyway, what did you think of Lincoln?
I liked Lincoln. I thought it was quite fantastic.
I think the performances were definitely
My
very
favorite
good.
part was when Lincoln is standing in the flame at the end. Not to ruin the ending for everyone, but Lincoln's basically on fire at one point in the film.
Well, I mean, not to ruin anything. Come on. Spoiler alert, he doesn't make it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a little over the top. I thought it was a little bit too, all we get is this sort of lionized thing, and there's, I don't know. But I thought James Spader was lovely. I thought he was so much fun.
A lovely surprise. A lovely, lovely surprise.
I thought so.
Well,
Yeah.
I think there's some things that normally pop to your mind when you hear about somebody who's been arrested for child pornography. I want to tell a story that completely confounds those expectations.
Okay.
Well, only partially confounds. Because part of it is that it's an anti-gay Christian lawyer who was being charged.
Okay,
and that doesn't surprise me too much.
No, that
because
doesn't. I'm not surprised
I'm
by
not
that.
surprised there. What surprised me was that it's a woman. Child pornography.
Charges. Well, I'll be damned. It's not
I've
just
never heard
us
that
men
one before.
that are
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
You
There's
women out
also
there are also awful.
Equal opportunity awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is heartwarming.
Isn't that really weird?
That's actually bizarre. I'm actually
Yeah.
surprised by that.
Do you want to hear some details?
If I must.
Oh. Anyways, her name is Lisa Byron. She's a Manchester.
Which
Manchester.
Manchester. That does sound like a place where you would find a child pornographer.
Manchester, New Hampshire lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Associated with the group Alliance Defending Freedom, which is a Christian litigation group that basically they just take on gay rights issues and just say no.
So what kind of child pornography was she looking at?
What they got her for?
Oh, okay.
Is that she's facing charges of transportation with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. She took a teenage girl, a girl, across the border into Canada.
Oh my God.
And then coerced the girl into having sex and being filmed.
Having sex with her or having sex with somebody
someone
else?
Yeah.
Oh,
so she's more of a pusher, purveyor type. However, they did find pornography on her computer, but that would be in line with
being the person who's producing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's also known to be in possession of ecstasy, marijuana, and cocaine to be able to lure in
the teenagers.
Yeah.
Wow, we've come a long way since the days of Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
Candy,
but an evil witch,
Candy no
nonetheless.
longer does the trick anymore. Some people are like, "Hey, you want a O. Henry bar?"
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
Boy,
doesn't do it anymore.
you got Coke?
Yeah.
Got some ecstasy?
Yeah, that's what the kids want.
That's
They're only these child pornographers are only keeping up with the times.
with the times, yeah. And you have to. You have to. It's a competitive industry. You can't fall behind. Oh my gosh. It is surprising that this is a woman. that we're dealing with.
I'm a little surprised. I mean,
Although-
I don't know if that's sexist of me, but I'm totally surprised.
Yeah, I mean, what's fascinating, another fascinating layer of this is that it's a lawyer. She knows that she's in more. I don't know. Is she in more trouble having done it in Canada, transported her in Canada, or is she in less trouble?
I don't know.
Because all she can be charged with is the transportation part of it. She probably can't be charged with actually shooting the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
she's definitely in possession of, and if they can figure out whether or not she's actually a distributor,
Yeah.
like if her distribution chain is in the U.S., boy,
Then,
howdy,
yeah,
she's in some serious
That's some trafficking or something.
doo-doo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dear God, yeah. Wouldn't want to be her. And also, all that education, she's losing her license.
Mm-hmm.
Poor, I mean,
Yeah,
not
well,
poor thing, but, like, what a waste.
You know
What a
the
waste
truly
of
sad thing about this
law
is
school.
the truly sad thing about this is, I mean, yeah, the fact that she's doing horrible things to children.
Mhm.
That's sad. But the truly sad thing is that her cause will be hurt by this. Is that the anti-gay movement will take a blow for this, and it's not their fault.
No, good people doing good work.
Yeah.
By and large, good people. No, I've met some anti-gayers in my life.
Yeah. I'll bet you have.
Yeah,
I'm sure I have too.
Do you remember the crazy woman with the accent who gets on the corner and she like screams downtown? she's always like yelling at people
and telling and about gay marriage?
Oh yeah, she's awful. Right downtown Salt Lake. Whenever there's anything going on, she's usually out there.
We need to
and
find
she has
this
her little
woman.
cadre of like kids. I have her on tape.
Do you?
Yeah. She doesn't make any sense.
We should play her.
Well, that was old tape. I'd have to really go back into my
see
archives.
if you can find her. If not, if we see her again, I'm whipping out my iPhone. I'll get some audio, and we'll throw it down for everybody.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not a lesbian. That's what it is.
I'm not a lesbian.
Because I interviewed her, and I'm like, what are you? I don't understand what you're saying, and I like totally like just was playing stupid, really dumb with her.
Right.
And I was like, well, but the points that you're trying. Are you a lesbian? And she's like, I'm not a lesbian.
Well,
amazing.
That's good to know that she's not one.
Yeah.
Oh boy, child pornography. Pornography is great. Just don't include the kids. Can't we just get that far? This would be so much easier if we. The other thing is, where's Canada in all of this? I guess we're blissfully ignorant of it all
who
happening.
knows? Maybe it's like the.
They need to get the RCMP on that. Get some Mounties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tracking her down.
Oh yeah. Right in there.
Let me tell you something. If you're in Canada producing child porn and you hear the neigh of a horse, you hear that. That's God's judgment whinnying at you right there.
Oh yeah. Oh dear God. Bad.
Anyway, hey, so you're an Okie, a former Okie,
yeah,
and
kinda, sorta,
an Oklahoman.
Yes, I lived there.
I got a story from Muskogee,
Muskogee
in Oklahoma.
That's my parents live in Muskogee County.
Oh, okay.
My sister lives in Muskogee.
There you go.
Well,
she may know people involved in this little story here. We got a 17-year-old who was convicted of a crime. Mm-hmm. He was driving a pickup truck, and he was drunk, and he crashed it, and his friend died, and he was hurt.
Okay.
That's a sad thing.
That is.
And he was liable for it, and
of course he
was. He had the DUI. Well, the judge sentenced him. This is try not to make the joke here. Don't want to make it too early anyway. The judge sentenced him to church.
as his punishment.
Yeah,
that's part of his punishment.
Part of his punishment
was
is
to go to
that
church.
He was sentenced to.
I like this judge.
Yeah,
I have to say, a judge sentencing somebody to church as part of their punishment. That is punishment.
A 10-year deferred sentence, and then he has to go to church.
Just how many times?
I think for 10 years or something like that. The church requirement.
What?
Let's see. Yeah, one of the conditions is that he has to go to church. He has to finish high school and welding school, and then he has to go to church.
Wow.
Which I think, a lot of people would argue that violates the Constitution based on the separation of church and state.
Sure.
I think it violates the Constitution based on the cruel and unusual punishment. Because I've been to church a lot. I had to go to church on Sunday, and frankly, it is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
But I guess my question here would be is, not that the judge should have any say whatsoever in this, but I'm assuming this kid was already a church-going kid or whatever?
Yeah, I think like many in the Bible Belt.
Not many. Most.
Like almost all in the Bible Belt, he is affiliated with a church.
Oh, no.
Although what's interesting is that at least one reverend, now mind you, this was Reverend, what's his name? I don't know. Reverend Bruce Prescott, who is he is a reverend, but he's the executive director of the Oklahoma chapter of Americans United for Separation of Church and State. So he's opposed to church and state being intermingled.
Right. He's a secularist.
A liberal minister, I would say.
There are plenty of religious folk who believe in a secular society.
Absolutely. But I do like what he had to say about this. He said, "I'm a minister. I want people to go to church, but it's not helpful for a judge to sentence someone to church. What will the judge do if the young man changes his affiliation in the next few years? Will he be allowed to switch to a mosque or become an atheist? Religion is not a tool of the state, and it's certainly not for the state to use as a tool of rehabilitation."
But I'd love for this guy to become Muslim.
Wouldn't that be great?
More so than even atheist in this scenario.
Yeah.
Like,
in this scenario,
really bug these people.
Right. He's now been sentenced to be a Muslim, to continue to go to the mosque.
Yeah. And if he were Muslim, would that have been part of his sentence?
Right. Exactly. Could he have been sentenced not to go to the mosque?
Well,
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I doubt that.
That would never have happened, and here's why. The judge openly admitted that this is not a constitutional sentence.
Right.
But he's not afraid about it because because both parties agreed to it. So he's not worried that he doesn't feel it's likely that it'll be appealed. But I think, it's such a sticky situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Both parties. So wait. So the DA agreed to it? Both parties?
This isn't. Sorry. By both parties, we're talking about the kid and his family, and the family of the kid who died.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's where we're at with that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's super gross.
It's super gross.
Just last week we were talking about how the courts of this country, it's been very clear, cannot have the Ten Commandments up.
Right.
Legislative bodies have been keeping the Ten Commandments up in legislative arenas,
Capitol Hills and
what have yous. But the judicial branch has been largely sort of cleansed of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy comes along. It's absolutely the branch of government that would not, in any way, shape, or form put up with this.
Right. Yeah, this is. I don't know. This is a truly special thing, and it just sort of goes to show where we're at. So, to me, these kind of stories are societal mile markers.
Well, and let me give a little context as far as like what Oklahoma is like, especially Muskogee County. Since I know this area very, very, very well.
You're
I know the
intimately
people there.
acquainted,
and I have a feeling that like 85% of the people there, if polled, if not 90%, would be like, gung ho about this.
100%.
Absolutely love it. I mean, this judge is in a place where he feels such support and is so safe in doing something like this. I don't know how I'm sure there's like judge recall vote things like they do here, but
he'll sail through.
But he'll be fine. Nothing could hurt this guy.
You know that everywhere he goes, he's getting a pat on the back.
Yeah,
he's getting. We're awfully glad about what you've done there. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the Oklahoma chapter of the ACLU weighed in.
Oh,
but I don't know that they had anything surprising to say.
Yeah,
the guy said that. He had it right. He said, the Constitution is not exercised at your discretion.
Mm-hmm.
You take an oath to uphold it all the time, not just sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Aren't there... It seems like there was a smarter way for this judge to do it, and to be, like, in line with like the Constitution and everything, like, and a way that he still could have, because a lot of times, like especially with juveniles, they have exit plans, like as they're sort of like exiting the system, they and a counselor will decide on activities that are good for them and this and that, so that their probation officer can like, you know what I mean, like.
Well, I think what happened here is the judge...
It would have been so easy for it to be mentioned in a piece of paperwork, but for it to be part of like the judge's sentence, that's where he really crossed the line.
Absolutely. But I think what happened here is the judge needed... a judge in this case is put in a really difficult position because you don't really want to punish a teenager who lost their best friend for making a stupid teenage mistake that could have been made by any number of us. But for luck and the grace of a God that doesn't exist, any number of us could have been in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I as a judge would have had some sympathy for this kid. I wouldn't have wanted to just throw him away and lock him up and throw away the key.
The judge obviously made a very compassionate decision here.
Yes, indeed.
In a lot of ways.
Yes, indeed. But and he found a way to get the kid into something that the majority of the community, I dare say, would see as a rehabilitation.
Right.
The majority of his community would acknowledge this to be an appropriate thing.
Right.
And something that will help the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will. Perhaps a sentence to a bunch of counseling would have been more effective.
Yeah.
But there you go. I hope I never get sentenced to church.
I think you're safe.
I think I am safe. Of course, if I did, I could sue.
Well, all I would do is go to Calvary Baptist.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
fortunately,
we've scoped out some different churches, so we'll find the one that's best.
Yeah,
we should go back to church. We need to go to church.
God, it's the hardest thing.
Oh, it's not that
no,
bad.
It's just unless it's Calvary Baptist, it's fucking miserable.
I'm sentencing you to church, Frank. Frank, I am sentencing you to church.
Nuh-uh. No way. No. Sorry, folks. Okay. I don't like church.
Well,
I didn't like church as a kid for whatever inconceivable reason. I went on a mission. 2 years of church.
Yeah, well,
and then I went to BYU.
I know.
Fuck it. I don't like church.
I know. I'm not saying you have to go back to Mormon church.
Ugh.
I did that yesterday.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, it's bad.
It's no good.
Yeah, with your wife, you end up having to go to church from time to time.
I know. These people, they keep staying. Her whole family keeps staying in church despite our best efforts.
All right. Well, here's another story of a teen who got himself into some trouble, albeit very, very different trouble.
Yeah.
Catholic teen in Barnesville, Minnesota.
Oh, Barnesville.
Who went through, what is it, catechism? Is that the big Catholic thing?
Sure.
That they do? Is that the thing? Before when you get confirmation?
Yeah, and it's this big question and answer sort of deal.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, well, so this kid, 17-year-old, was denied confirmation after the priest at his church found a pro same-sex marriage post on the teenager's Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a picture of the kid holding a sign where he had defaced a vote yes for their marriage amendment thing that they were trying to get passed up in Minnesota, right? Or their protection or whatever they call it, defensive marriage thing, right? And so, which was defeated.
Right. Hurrah.
But anyway, so the kid crossed out yes and put no, and he crossed out one man, one woman, and he put equal. He wrote on there and everything, and then he's holding the sign, and then he put that up on his Facebook page.
Sure.
Well, the priest, for whatever reason, was
scoping
looking around on this kid's Facebook page,
right?
And which seems inappropriate on some level, anyways. And then denies him confirmation.
Wow.
And so the family's like, well, we've never understood it that we had to be 100% Catholic.
Right. Which I think seems to be the dominating theological theory in Catholicism.
Is that
it's like, do you believe that the Pope is infallible? Yes. Do you believe that the Pope is wrong on abortion or on birth control?
Yeah.
Also, yes.
Yeah, he made a mistake with that.
Yeah, he was definitely wrong on that. Okay.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's quite a thing.
So anyway, so the church, I mean, this is not just like, they moved into the neighborhood and started going to this Catholic church.
Right.
Like both of his parents, like his dad was baptized in this church. His mom was confirmed at this church. Like this is like, this family has like connection. They've been part of this community for at least 2 generations now.
They've planted roots.
And then all of a sudden, here comes some uppity priest.
Well, it's not just him. The one cardinal came out and said that if you vote for Obama or if you vote for gay rights, then you shouldn't take communion.
Wow. Yeah.
You shouldn't consider yourself Catholic anymore.
Boy, they are really drawing a line in the sand.
They really are. And they're on the wrong side of it.
Oh, totally.
I don't know how they think they can get away with that because all you have to do is look at the trend in history and you'll know that they're on the losing end of that battle.
Yeah, it's really something else.
I mean, it's not for me to say. I don't mind if they drive if religions all drive their parishioners toward our side of things.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Well, I did think it was interesting in this article. The mother, I think it was the mother who's quoted as saying that she's not angry at the priest because she sees it's basically the don't shoot the messenger.
Oh,
she's like, this is the church these days.
Wow.
So she totally like hit that nail right on the head.
That woman's not going to be a Catholic much longer.
She's a little too clear thinking.
That woman's not long for that church.
Well, they've already said they're not going back.
Yeah. Those people have given up.
Yep.
And I would too. Rightly so.
Yeah.
They have now seen through the veil.
And once you, I mean, that's what most people in any church need to do, which is just do a little assessment. Do a little inventory, right?
Right.
Look at what the church is requiring of you. Look at its belief system, at its specific beliefs,
right?
And then go down the and make a little checklist and be like, I agree, I don't agree, I agree, I don't agree. And if you don't line up with it, get the hell out.
Right. It does seem like that, but I mean, religion is such a mind fuck. We know this.
No, I know.
Religion. So it's like you'll stay in, and you will. I mean, the circles that I ran my logic in.
Oh, I know.
to stay in Mormonism as long as I did, which wasn't very long, it was astounding.
Yeah.
But I made it happen.
Oh, I know.
I made it work.
I have friends who, are, pushing 40 now, who've, who've spent their entire adult life struggling with, the fact that they don't fit.
Right.
They don't fit. And one of these is a dear friend who will not move back to Salt Lake. She lives out of state. She will not move back to Salt Lake, even though she kind of would prefer to be out here, be closer to her family and everything. Because she's just like, I can't handle those Utah wards.
Yeah,
and
Utah Mormons are their own breed.
They are their own breed, but I think she'd be okay in a Salt Lake ward, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
She finds the right Salt Lake ward, she'd be fine.
Yeah. Just don't go into West Valley or...
Don't go into West Valley.
Kearns or something.
Go get a nice little Avenues ward.
Yeah.
And,
that'd be fine. She'd be fine.
She'd be fine. But nonetheless, she doesn't want to be out here because, she's found this one little ward out where she lives where she can kind of tolerate it. And she just tries to and I'm always just like, why? I mean, I get that. I get that she has this connection to it. She feels this connection. It's her family. They're like pioneer stock,
right? Yeah.
And so she feels this total connection.
I get that.
And she just has
but what's amazing to me,
it just frustrates me because I'm like, just look at it.
Yeah.
You're not happy.
Yeah. What's amazing to me is the way you described this is the perfect description of it, which is struggling to find your place.
Yeah.
If it's such a goddamn struggle, maybe that's a reason to look around.
Yeah.
If you are struggling, but the problem is that religions embrace struggle. It's part of the religious theology that you're supposed to be struggling.
Right.
So when you're struggling, it feels like you're doing it right.
Yeah.
It feels like something's going right, not wrong.
Right.
Which is amazing to me because something's going very, very wrong.
Yeah.
If everything in your life is a struggle, if you just don't fit, you're not there.
Yeah.
You haven't found it.
Agreed. Preaching to the choir.
I know. It's a whole choir out there. You guys should get together and sing. Anyway, so I don't know if you heard about this. In Ireland recently, there was a very traumatic event that's gotten a lot of attention in the UK mostly.
Okay.
And that is that a woman named Savita Halappanavar died of complications of sepsis that she got from her unborn child, which her pregnancy had gone horribly wrong, and she was denied an abortion.
Oh, dear God. When did this happen?
This happened mid-October, or late October, 28th of October.
That's when she died.
That was when she died.
Oh, my God.
In the weeks leading up to that, her husband begged them to do this abortion. Now, it should be noted that abortion is illegal in Ireland.
Okay.
Straight the way across, except it's not clear that it's against the law in the case of the mother's life being at risk. But that doesn't mean that it... But they've left it fuzzy.
Oh, that's a good area of law to keep fuzzy.
Yeah. And so the hospital was literally scrambling to try and figure out if it was okay or if it wasn't okay, and they just denied it.
And there's a woman's life on the line.
Yeah, and she done
Jesus
died.
Christ.
So there has been uproar. There has been
I imagine
furor.
Yeah.
Not in the German sense of that word. But there has been
a little man with a mustache comes walking in.
I am outraged. 99999.
He would have been okay with that. There was no outrage,
especially since she was of Indian derivation. She was certainly not Aryan.
Oh,
in her. Actually, the original Aryan race, the Aryans, were Indian. Were in India.
How did that get all confused?
It got very confused.
Wow.
Anyway, but we're very off point. So anyway, this weekend or last weekend, there was a big protest. 10,000 people showed up. to protest her death and and everything. It's been a big deal. But man,
so it's illegal. And we know the whole like Catholic thing up there and everything. But like, is there any sense of like how the public actually breaks down? I mean, is this is it overwhelmingly against abortion?
Yes. I mean, public sentiment is overwhelmingly against abortion, but this is, of course, changing things.
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of, it's just outrageous. Obviously, both mother and child die in this scenario.
God.
So it's not like they're saving this fetus by letting the mother die.
Yeah,
they're just making sure that both are dead instead of saving one of them. It's so clearly.
God, it just makes me sick.
There's literally no gray area.
Yeah,
there's no argument to be made on the other side of this, and I think that they're probably going to see that. I'm sure that the law will be changed and modified, and I'm sure that hospitals across the country will put new and very definite policies into place and all that. But yeah, too late for her.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how can a doctor look a woman and her husband in the eye and say, "Oh no, you should probably die because of this"?
Right.
It just seems. I mean, that's just outrageous.
Unbelievable. So okay. No reason to get into the details I was just about to get into.
It's just fucked up on all levels, and that's that.
Well, going to another Catholic place in the world.
Ooh.
Rome, the city of Rome.
A little bit Catholic.
Yeah,
they've got a few of those.
Yeah. Just outside of their train station, Termini.
Yeah.
The main train station. They had put up a statue of Pope John Paul II.
Oh, that's nice of them.
And the statue went up, and the public hated it.
That's hilarious.
Art critics hated it, including the Vatican's very own art critic, who called it a bomb.
Oh.
But the public said that they were kind of bothered because it looked like Mussolini. And, the man did make the trains run on time, and it was right outside of their train station.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
So, who knows? But they were quite bothered. And if you look at the picture, hello. It's just...
Okay, so I just pulled up the picture.
Yeah. Of the before and the after?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first one, I guess you could... there's nothing that says this is John Paul to me.
Nothing.
There's absolutely nothing that would indicate
So your mind
that.
would have to go to famous Italians.
Famous bald Italians.
Famous bald Italians with round heads.
I guess he does have a little skull cap line around the top, but you don't notice that. You don't notice that at all.
I can't really see that in the photo I'm looking at.
It looks like is bald Italian guy.
Yeah, bald Italian guy
AKA
with a cape.
Mussolini.
Yeah.
That is Mussolini.
Yeah. And so quite bothered. And so they've fixed it. They've put a face on it.
I suppose you could call it fixing it, because I'm looking at this after, and it looks like a cartoon. He looks a little like he's
it's a strange statue.
He's kind of roly-poly.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like John... the face kind of looks John Paulish to me, but it's like this tiny little face on this giant head.
Yeah.
It looks like he's... I can't put my finger on what it looks like.
Yeah, it's...
Hydrocephalus?
I don't know. It's definitely really weird. Also, the cape, it kind of looks hollow, the perspective that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like... It's kind of a cool... I kind of like it, as far as just, like, the form of it.
Yeah. You know what they should have done? What? Rather than commissioning an artist to make a statue of John Paul, they should have just gone to Poland. Because in Poland, when I was there this summer, I don't even think they know that guy is dead. He is everywhere over there.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Literally, you go into like the little market that has mostly food and some clothing, and you can buy 2,000 different pictures of John Paul.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even know that there's a new pope.
Yeah.
They're so thrilled that they had a Polish pope. I think they're going to keep him around forever.
Well, when I was in Sardinia, which of course, is part of Italy.
Right.
Just, a little while ago. The thing that I thought was really interesting, what was his name before he was John Paul?
Oh, I don't know.
Weigel.
Yeah, I think it was Weigel.
Something, I can't remember what it was. But anyways, there was a via impronounceable Polish name in like every town we drove through.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
It is hollow. I just looked up more pictures of it. It's like he's opening up his cape and there's nothing underneath.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is that John Paul was wildly popular.
Indeed.
People loved him.
Yeah, that's true.
They really, truly, truly, truly loved him. And very different than the current pope, who's just so severe.
Right.
Then they're not going to dislike him. He's kind of the Catholics' Tommy Monson. The Mormons don't.
They support
Tommy Monson.
They support the guy, but he's not
cuddly like
beloved. Yeah,
Gordon Hinckley was.
Sure, he was a cuddly one.
Yeah,
yeah.
The Catholics had the exact same scenario, basically.
Right. John Paul, the Mussolini-esque, was definitely cuddly.
A bad choice. Now, the Mussolini-esque one for Benedict would be very fitting.
Yeah, I shudder to think what his statue would look like. I don't think they're going to make a statue for him.
No.
I don't think that guy gets a statue. I think that guy gets an honorable mention.
Because it's not like you go around Rome and there's statues of popes everywhere.
No.
So I was actually kind of surprised to hear about a big major public statue going in, especially in such a prominent location that was of a pope, to be honest.
Well, there you go. They liked him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's nice. Hey, I'm gonna now I take us to India.
Ooh,
where we can learn from one of their textbooks.
Oh,
I want to teach us a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
From an Indian textbook.
What kind of textbook? Besides just being Indian,
it's just Indian.
Oh, okay.
Does it even say? Yes, it's a health and hygiene textbook.
Health and hygiene textbook.
Yes. So, little health and hygiene tip for you.
Okay.
You used to be a vegetarian.
Yes.
So you can confirm this. You've been both. You've been with and without meat at different points of your life.
That's true. Yeah.
This textbook claimed that meat eaters are awful people.
Okay.
They easily cheat, tell lies, they forget promises, they are dishonest and tell bad words, steal, fight, and turn to violence and sex crimes.
Sex crimes, even?
Yep.
Vegetarians don't sex crime it up?
No. It's the province of we carnivores.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you eat meat, you must be wild.
Something like that.
Wild and bloodthirsty.
It also claims that the flavor of the meat is a result of waste products.
Really?
Yeah, you're eating poo. That's poo flavoring.
I don't know that that's true.
I don't know. It does seem like they might be taking a few liberties on this one. Not only that it says that, this thing just goes on and on. It lauds the Japanese as long-lived vegetarians, which I guess it just doesn't notice. I guess the author didn't notice that, Japanese consume more fish than anybody on the planet.
And are producers of Kobe beef.
Yeah. They are not vegetarians, largely.
Okay.
But they are, according to this textbook.
Well, cool. This sounds like a quality education.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be given in whatever school adopts this textbook.
The author of the book is apparently a Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh dear God!
I see. The thing is, I expected to find out that the author was Hindu.
Yeah,
and that this was a
it actually makes more sense. It's Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah, because Hindus are basically live and let live type people.
Yeah. Whereas
even though they don't eat the cow,
right?
They're not going to throw a fit if you do,
right?
But a Seventh-day Adventist,
They're kind of kooky.
They are.
I don't know
They're
if you've ever
nuts.
had a conversation with the seventh dayer.
No, I need to. I need to find some.
They're a little
nutty.
little nutty.
Yeah.
I met a number of them on my mission. Rome is home to like lots of weird other religions.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's,
no.
I mean, including the one that you were proselytizing.
Exactly. Yeah. They're building a temple now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were plenty of Seventh Dayers and tons of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Huh. That's
Tons of Jehovah's
fascinating.
Witnesses.
That is just fascinating.
And it's so sad for an Italian. These people who are known for being full of life
and vigor,
right? and to go Jehovah's Witness, which is just known for being like just the most boring,
right?
Sour.
We're not going to celebrate your
birthday.
holidays.
Not even your birthday. You don't even get your birthday.
Here's the thing: you got to know that in a society full of vim and vigor, there are going to be the grumpy ones who don't want any of that. And when they find these J-dubs, they're like, "It's my people." I can go and be grumpy and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this book was removed from the schools.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
good.
that's
good.
the happy ending.
Yeah, that is a happy ending. Well, let's see. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's all I got.
If you'd like to comment on anything that you've heard today, on the show so far,
boy, we'd like it if you did.
Please go to facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Yeah.
Like us, and then join the conversation.
Yeah, people chatting it up.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Talking to each other. You can also email us directly at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
And then if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, the number is 424-666-8442.
That's true. It is. You can call us and talk to us and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll talk back to you at a later date.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. So should we take a little break?
Let's do.
Let's listen to a little story
from Pat Robertson.
Our friend Pat Robertson.
Boy, he gets a lot of play.
He should be on our show. Really, he's a regular enough. We should just call him and say, "Hey, come look, say the same stuff you always say. Just say it on our show.
Yeah, let us have it. Tell us what you think.
Dive in.
All right."
Well, Christmas all over again. The Grinch is trying to steal our holiday. It's been so beautiful. The nation comes together. We sing Christmas carols. We give gifts to each other. We have lighted trees, and it's just a beautiful thing. Atheists don't like our happiness. They don't want you to be happy. They want you to be miserable. They're miserable, so they want you to be miserable. So they want to steal your holiday away from you.
Dear God.
Oh, I am miserable. I'm just plain miserable.
I love Christmas.
I know, right?
I don't know an atheist who sits around, grousing about Christmas and like being a big grump about it.
Well, as I said, I'm a grump about it before Thanksgiving.
But that's not because you're atheist. There's plenty of Christians who are bothered by that as well.
I don't like, when I see Christmas decoration stuff start to go up in the Costco in September, it bothers me.
Yeah.
But I go to the Salt Lake City Temple every Christmas time to see the lights.
Yeah.
I celebrate Christmas.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
It's fun.
It's
nice.
Fun. Everybody, you get together,
festive.
you have food, you meet with all the people that you love.
You give gifts. You participate in all the ways.
Yeah. You just don't.
But you don't read, the Bible.
Yeah,
and
you skip all the bits from Luke, and
the Jesus crap.
Yeah,
you just leave out all the Jesus crap.
Right. Yeah.
But I love a little nativity. I think nativities are cute.
They're kind of fun. It's funny because my mother-in-law gives her grandchildren every year. She gives them one figurine from a nativity scene, and then they slowly build their own nativity as they advance through the Christmas years. And this year,
why does that make me laugh so hard?
It's kind of cute. Whatever.
Oh my God! Because come about 12 or 13, that is the most hated gift.
Yeah.
You're like grandma, whoever is.
Yeah, but it's a tradition. By that point, it's a tradition.
God.
You're like, oh, I finally got the last sheep. Yes, complete set.
This is your signifier of adulthood.
Yeah, exactly.
You finally get the whole crash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jews have their bar mitzvah. My mother-in-law's grandchildren have
a sheep,
a complete creche. Anyway, yeah. So one of the grandkids got a Joseph, which I looked at and immediately thought, a Gandalf.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because he's bearded and he's got a staff and everything.
Absolutely,
he was totally Gandalf.
Does she go for like the really traditional?
Yeah,
or
pretty
does she
much.
go like? Does she get like some cool? No.
No, I mean
Precious moments.
No, more
Does
like
she, like
I mean, there's
ethnic ones.
There's
Does she get like
come
cool,
on.
like ethnic?
Oh,
like,
come on.
Global, like does she do like Mexico?
No.
Like
Just
like Mesoamerica? No,
no. Just standard.
African.
No,
Nothing.
no.
Because my mom collects. She has a bunch from all around the world.
Sure. Well, this is the starter kit. This is the
I
basic.
hear you.
She goes
this is
basic,
the first one,
and then
right. and then you can go nuts with whatever
on
you
their
want.
own. As they advance through the years, they can get the Star Trek one or the.
Well, the kids should all start teaming up and start giving her little crushes back in return.
I wonder if there is a Star Trek nativity.
Oh, guaranteed.
I'm typing it in. I'm guessing that there's going to be.
Oh, there has to be.
But here's the question:
the three Klingons.
Which nativity do you want? Do you want the the three Klingons? Okay, yes. Do you want the Deep Space Nine nativity? I'm thinking you want Next Generation.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the one you want.
I'm
or
thinking,
classic.
I'm thinking you want Next Generation. You want your Patrick Stewart as Joseph, and little Will Wheaton as the baby Jesus.
Oh. I could come up with some. Let's see. I'm going to images right now myself.
Yeah.
Not as good as I would want.
No, I got one that's
Actually.
looks kind of Lego-y.
Yeah.
And
that's too bad.
yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be a thing.
Yeah. Somebody get
That could
on
be
that.
a total meme. We could just do some Photoshop stuff of like your favorite pop cultural characters.
And it came to pass that
Right.
there were Vulcans in the night who came forth bearing gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
gold.
It would be the Vulcans. You're right about that.
the three Vulcans.
Yeah, it would be.
And they did look up, and they saw the star. And they saw billions of stars in the night.
Yeah, that's really nerdy.
Oh, hey, speaking of nativity scenes.
Oh?
Do you remember that last year we talked about a story where in Santa Monica, California,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there was
I know
a
where you're
park
going.
that was that traditionally had
It was a seaside park. Yeah.
Seaside Park had this big nativity that would go up every year, and it was like many booths of this
Booths of
nativity.
and community groups could apply for one of the booths,
And they would all add to it, and it was
and so like there was like a fire department one or a police department one,
right? Yeah,
and then there was like mostly churches and what have you, but
All
there were
these
like all these different
life-size-
sort of civic
Right.
organizations,
right. And you'd see these life-size Mary, Joseph, all of that sort of thing.
or any kind of holiday display they wanted to put up.
Sure.
It was just whatever they wanted to put up.
But I mean, this was such a tradition that Santa Monica came to be known as what the Nativity, whatever city, the city of I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a thing.
Really?
Yeah, they had a whole
Huh? I didn't
had a
know
whole
that part of the story.
thing that was just like we're
The nativity capital of the world.
right. They were really associating themselves with
That's really silly.
yeah, with this thing. Anyway, last year, the majority of the permits for these booths went to snarky atheist groups. Not
Yes.
snarky, just atheist groups.
Atheist groups.
with a slightly devilish sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or rather, with a sense of fair play.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a
Well, they weren't even expecting to get so many because it was like a
Right.
lottery thing, right?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Like because there were so many applications
Yeah.
that they just put them all into a thing and drew them out, and lo and behold, over half went to atheist organizations.
Right. And this had happened, the year before, not last year, but the year before that, one atheist guy had done it and had gotten a booth and just put up a sign that said, that did a Thomas Jefferson quote.
Yeah.
That said, religions are all alike, founded on fables and mythologies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guaranteed to piss people off.
Yeah.
Clearly an off-pisser. This was that by design.
Uh-huh.
That was what that was for.
Sure.
And then the next year, he convinced a whole bunch of other people to join in, and they got most of the booths. And so signs went up all over. And most of the signs were actually not pisser-offers.
No, they weren't. I don't remember them being overly combative. They were just talking about reason and good quotes from, like, Madison. And
flying spaghetti monster showed up.
Yeah, sure. Which is inherently, by nature, snarky.
Yeah, except that for the most part, I think I'll give it to him. I was skeptical. I thought for the most part they would be grumpy Gus's.
Right.
And there was one that was like, most Americans know myth when they see one, and then it had a picture of like Poseidon and then Jesus and then Santa Claus and the devil, and it was like, how many myths do you see? And that's snarky, and that's kind of a dick move right there. next to their Mary and Joseph. But then a lot of them were totally, I would say, completely innocuous.
Right.
Just nice messages, usually like happy messages, like, hey, hope you're all having a good time, and we don't all believe in Jesus.
Right. So what happened this year?
They canceled everything.
Oh, rude.
This year, they managed to sidestep
Santa Monica.
The city of Santa decided to sidestep the whole controversy and just said, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Oh, so the atheists did ruin everybody's fun.
Not according to the city of Santa Monica.
What?
According to the city, they were actually just losing a lot of money by doing this.
Oh, but they were... No, come on. They were fine doing it when it was Christian.
Of course they were.
When it was all Christmassy, they were fine setting aside a little bit of money to run some lights and make sure that there was a little bit of security so that things didn't get vandalized.
Right, but it was always a bit of a problem. It was blocking people's view of the sea, which is an issue.
That is an issue.
Because, these are pretty tall booths. You got 6-7 foot tall booths.
What I love about these booths, by the way, is that they're like wrapped in chain link.
Yes.
Like, this is not an attractive thing at all.
No.
I was actually kind of surprised when I saw it because, like, I'm used to, I'm thinking of like the Ogden downtown park thing that they set up. They do a big thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's all Santa-y.
Right.
It's not. I don't remember it being overly Jesus-y.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that. I might be totally wrong about
Jesus
that. There's got to be
up.
a Jesus somewhere. But nonetheless, I do remember like Santa and lots of candy canes and really a lot of just the secular symbols of Christmas, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a city wants to put up all that kind of crap, go for it. I don't care that it's Christmas and that it's a religious holiday and everything.
Right.
No, it's the season. It makes people happy, and if it makes you unhappy, you're just a grump.
You are a Grinch. You're the Grinch.
You are a Grinch.
And
your
it's
heart
funny.
is 2 sizes too small.
Something like that. Yeah. It's so funny. By the way, I just found a couple of things. I would just want to point out how innocuous some of these signs were that the atheists put up last year.
Okay.
There was one that said, "Happy Holidays. Generation Atheist wishes you an abundance of joy and peace this holiday season."
Oh, that's nice.
How could anyone argue with that?
That's super nice.
Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, Happy Holidays as a phrase has become a lightning rod to the Bill O'Reillys of the world, where it's like, if you don't actually come out and say Merry Christmas, you're assaulting Christmas.
That's the war on Christmas, Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, anyways.
But I mean, how can anyone argue with Happy Holidays? There's another one
lovely. There's a lot of holidays going on. Enjoy all of them.
Yeah. There's another one that says, "Love is within you."
Yeah.
By Atheists United.
Yeah.
How do you... I mean, like, where on earth is there a problem?
Yeah.
Now, by the way, all of these that I'm reading were defaced. Were spray painted on.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, it leads me to want to kind of, like... Because we've talked about, like, different, tactics atheists should take and whatnot. And I mean, should we talk just a little bit about, sort of the, also the, sort of the First Amendment stuff that's going on here? What do you think?
Well, so here's the deal. What we've got here is inherently problematic because it is a city. Mm-hmm. It's city property.
Yes.
So that's a government.
Yes.
And you put up a religious thing, and that could easily be perceived as government endorsement of a religion.
Right.
Which is not allowed.
Which is totally not allowed.
So, and shouldn't be allowed.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it would be equally problematic if there was a majority Muslim city, and they started putting up on city property Muslim whatevers. Picture of Muhammad or whatever they put up.
They don't do pictures of they don't do pictures of Muhammad.
It's a joke I make. I make a joke. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, this is a problem that it's inherently problematic. Mm-hmm. And I think that the right choice is to stop the process. But if you're going to have anything up, you do have to allow everybody equal chance to put something up.
Right.
Which is why which is basically really all these atheists were doing is pointing out, hey, if you're going to put this up, we know that this will piss you off.
Right.
For us to declare our beliefs as strongly as you declare your beliefs. So if that pisses you off, imagine how we feel when you put up your shit.
Yeah, I mean, what about the argument that this is the government is allowing a space, but it's the public saying what they want to say?
Well, I think that's fine if everyone's allowed to express themselves.
Right.
If the problem is when that happens to the exclusion of somebody.
Right.
And so, I mean, and
so
I think
you come up with so they're not opening up more space, so they come up with a lottery, which seems on the surface fair.
Right. But then it ends up pissing off people.
Oh, yeah.
So in the end, it's always, when you play it out, knowing our society the way we do, it's pretty much always going to get shut down. Or it should always get shut down. Because our society can't handle it when somebody, especially, I'm sorry, the Christians, they feel totally at peace with the idea that they're under attack when someone else proclaims their belief system as strongly as the Christians do.
Yeah.
Here. I'm talking about here. Now, if you're in another part of the world, it's the same, only
if you're
different.
Copt?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, you are under attack.
Right.
You're
right. If you're
your little complex of your victim narrative about. Yeah, it's very true.
If you're a Christian in Egypt, you get it. We'll give that one to you.
Right. But if you're in this country and you're a Christian,
right, which is
shut up.
Shut the hell up.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
You're not under attack.
Yeah. No, you're not. Nor are any of these actually attacks.
All right.
But the thing is that so the question is, if you don't like it, if you as the majority can't handle a different voice in the conversation, then you should be willing to let go of your stupid thing. Put it on your lawn.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I don't understand why all these churches don't put it out in front of the church.
Right. Do it on your lawn.
Do a big fancy thing.
Do a huge thing.
Print up a map of all the participating churches. Let it be a drive.
Get a fireworks permit.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Do something grand and stuff. Proclaim your faith.
Yeah.
Boldly and proudly.
Yeah.
On your property.
Yeah. Or you can also go and you could Christmas carol the hell out of the town hall.
Yeah, go to
the little square around your town hall.
Go to that
you
park.
You can go nuts.
And have a candlelight sing-along.
Yeah.
And do it.
And because that is actually freedom of speech.
That's citizens speaking.
Yeah.
As opposed to government endorsement of religion. It's not a fine point.
Yeah.
I mean, there are those who would argue that we're picking that we're splitting hairs.
Right.
We're not.
Right.
There is a very important distinction to be made. Mm-hmm. Have we made it clear why it's important? I feel like we have.
Why why would it be important other than what we've already talked about?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think we have. I'm just trying to go back through, and because we're making a big claim, and I feel like we need to make sure that it's supported.
Huh.
But I feel like it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's where we're at. That's where I'm at.
I just had a thought. It was something you said jogged a thought out of me.
Yay.
Okay, let me see if I can reclaim it real quick.
Okay.
You said endorsement of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's interesting to me because I've always thought of it in terms of endorsement of a religion. Right? That's what government should not be doing. That was always sort of the line that was, or at least the understanding in my mind. And you just said religion in the general.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where it's at. That's absolutely where it's at. Is that government doesn't even need to acknowledge religion.
No. At all. What would be the point of it?
At all.
What could possibly be good advantageous
and so therefore,
about that?
That's the reason why I don't even think I don't think that the space should be made, period.
Yeah.
For the public to be coming in and putting up their displays in honor of the holiday. Now, if the city wants to, in honor of the winter holidays, and the fact that it's a festive season, right? Put up lights,
light up their trees, and
it's a tradition that we hang up lights and do all that kind of crap.
But
I think it should be backed off from any sort of there should just not be a forum available for people to set up anything religious.
Right.
Or atheist.
Or anti-religious.
Yeah.
It's just not the appropriate place for that discussion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, rather, you can have that discussion while you're there.
I actually like that Santa Monica's backed off.
Yeah, I think it's totally the right choice.
Yeah.
Of course, the Christians are screaming bloody murder.
Oh, yeah.
But it's absolutely the right choice. It's...
Because it's not like... First of all, government doesn't need to be facilitating religion in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And this goes back to even our discussion last week about the 501c3 status and not paying taxes.
And anytime you do
that needs to go away.
Anytime you do this, it puts the government in the position of refereeing these religious squabbles.
Yeah.
And that's not their place.
Right.
And that's not... And especially in a country that is founded on the notion of, freely practicing your religion without any hampering going on from government.
Then do not do anything to get your government or your religion into government.
As a protection for your religion.
Exactly.
It's not, we're not doing this to try and tear religion down. This is a protection for your religion.
Yeah. Be smart about it.
Yeah. Because the day may come when your religion is not in the majority.
Right. And if you've created a space that's welcoming to whatever the majority religion is,
you're in trouble.
You're going to be in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, folks, this country's going Muslim.
It's clearly, just look at the trends, people.
Yeah.
Actually, it is one of the fastest growing religions.
It is.
So,
yeah. Always has been, actually.
But we...
not in this country, always has. Since its founding, it's always just been growing like crazy mad.
Yeah, they're like a rash, and they just grow.
Yeah, rash is apt.
Yeah,
So it scares me. Like
it's a little itchy.
Else.
You need to scratch it.
Yeah.
There you go. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Go out and say it and put it on your lawn.
Say it and mean it.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Because we all know it's a secular holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Because even Pat Robertson's talking about giving gift. He's painting this picture of the holiday that it's not.
Right.
We just went through Black Friday.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We know it's not about everything that Pat Robertson was just saying.
No.
The holiday has become
except
what did Pat
Robertson point to?
Blah, 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 blah.
Pat Robertson pointed to pretty trees and people sharing. Pat Robertson pointed out the things that it is, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then said that we don't participate in that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's what we love.
Yeah, you didn't talk about, the Christian-y stuff.
No.
You didn't talk about Jesus at all.
No.
That's funny.
He just called us Grinches.
Yeah.
We're miserable.
Yeah.
First of all, you know what? I don't like that pronunciation of that word.
Which?
Miserable.
Yeah, where are you from, Dan?
Well, no, that's how Pat Robertson...
Miserable? Is that what he said?
He said miserable.
Oh, no.
They're miserable, and they want you to be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That's fine.
All right. Facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Atheist, by the way, everybody, is spelled ATHEIST.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a hunch that there have been some emails that we haven't gotten because...
Because people are doing atheist.
Yeah, because
I type it. It comes off my fingers for whatever reason that way really easily.
I've made that mistake. Our original Facebook page was misspelled because
true.
I did that. So ATHEIST is atheist. So you can use that spelling when you email us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
And you can also leave us a voicemail, 424-666-8442.
Yep. So thanks everybody for listening.
Happy holidays.
Have a Merry Christmas.
It's going to be a good month. We're going to keep coming back at you with more of this Christmassy crap.
You know what we might do?
What?
We might drive around to like Christmas Street and other things and then post some photos of Salt Lake City at Christmas.
That'd be fun.
We'll do some Temple Square photos and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, bye guys.
Bye.